The Battle of Tewkesbury, fought on May 4, 1471, was a pivotal and brutal encounter in the Wars of the Roses, the dynastic conflict that tore England apart during the 15th century as the houses of Lancaster and York struggled for control of the crown. After Edward IV's remarkable return from exile and his victory over Richard Neville, the powerful Earl of Warwick, at the Battle of Barnet in April, the Yorkist forces gained a decisive advantage. Queen Margaret of Anjou, wife of the deposed Lancastrian King Henry VI, had only just landed in England at Weymouth with her teenage son, Edward of Westminster, Prince of Wales, and their supporters when news arrived that Warwick had been defeated and killed, which dealt a severe blow to Lancastrian hopes. Determined to press on, the Lancastrians resolved to march into Wales to join forces with Jasper Tudor, Earl of Pembroke, and gather reinforcements, believing that uniting with Welsh allies could still allow them to challenge Edward IV's power. They moved north through the West Country, pursued relentlessly by the Yorkist army. Edward IV, who was an able and energetic commander, made forced marches to cut them off before they could cross the River Severn. On May 3, the Lancastrians reached Tewkesbury and established their camp south of the town, choosing ground bounded by hedges and ditches that offered some protection. During the night, Edward advanced and prepared for battle, deploying his troops before dawn. The Yorkist army numbered about 5,000 men, arranged in 3 battles, or divisions, commanded by Edward himself in the center, his brother Richard, Duke of Gloucester, later Richard III, on the right, and Lord Hastings on the left. Opposing them, the Lancastrians fielded perhaps 6,000 troops, similarly divided into 3 battles led by Edmund Beaufort, Duke of Somerset, on the right, the Prince of Wales and Lord Wenlock in the center, and the Earl of Devon on the left. As the morning sun rose, Edward's artillery opened fire, followed by a sustained archery assault that raked the Lancastrian positions. To break the stalemate, Somerset launched an ambitious flanking attack against the Yorkist right through woodland, hoping to collapse Edward's line. However, Edward had anticipated this move and sent troops into the woods to block the advance while Lord Gloucester attacked Somerset's men from the front. Under this pressure, Somerset's forces were thrown back in confusion and retreated toward their own lines. According to some chroniclers, Somerset, enraged that the supporting division under Lord Wenlock had failed to advance and assist him, rode up and struck Wenlock down with his battle-axe, an act that further demoralized the Lancastrian army. Sensing the moment to finish the contest, Edward ordered his entire line to advance. The Yorkists smashed into the shaken Lancastrians, driving them back in fierce hand-to-hand fighting. Many Lancastrian soldiers broke ranks and fled toward the town and the Abbey of Tewkesbury, where they hoped to claim sanctuary, while others tried desperately to escape across the Severn and were cut down in the rout. The Prince of Wales was captured, according to some accounts in the immediate aftermath of the battle and according to others during the pursuit, and was killed, possibly by Edward's men in cold blood. The Duke of Somerset, the Earl of Devon, and other senior commanders took refuge in the abbey but were forcibly removed days later and executed in Tewkesbury marketplace. With the Lancastrian leadership virtually annihilated, the battle ended any realistic prospect of Henry VI's restoration. When Edward returned to London, Henry VI, who had been a prisoner in the Tower, was murdered, almost certainly on Edward's orders, removing the last figurehead around whom Lancastrian resistance could rally. Tewkesbury thus secured Edward IV's throne and ushered in several years of Yorkist consolidation before the conflict flared again in the 1480s, culminating in the rise of Henry Tudor. The battle is remembered not only for its military decisiveness but also for the ruthless elimination of the Lancastrian line and the brutal reprisals that followed.